My dear and radiant soul, I welcome you into this sacred moment, not merely as a student of truth, but as a co-creator of your destiny. And I begin tonight not with an idle promise, but with a declaration as ancient as the stars. If you will speak to your mind in a new tongue, just for 1 week, you shall see the heavens open within you, and the earth beneath your feet reshape itself in glory. Let us strip away the veil of habit, the crust of disbelief, the chains of how things have always been. For I tell you now, what you whisper in the secret place of your mind becomes thunder in the theater of your world. Your reality does not wait for permission from time or chance. It bows only to the decree of your inner word. Dialogue with your mind. What a gentle phrase for what is in truth a cosmic law in motion. Your inner speech is not mere mental noise. It is the divine command molding the invisible substance of reality into the form of your lived experience. You're not talking to yourself. You're talking to the infinite, and the infinite is listening. Have you never paused to consider that all your life you've been in conversation with a silent architect? That every thought, every image, every inner word has been like a chisel shaping the sculpture of your days. Oh, my beloved, if you could but see the machinery of heaven, how the invisible gears turn by the mere whisper of your assumption, you would fall to your knees in reverent awe of your own power. And so, I ask you, what have you been telling your mind? What lullabies have you sung it in the still hours of the night? What arguments have you rehearsed beneath your breath? What silent accusations? What quiet doubts? What reluctant hopes have been dancing in the unseen chamber of your soul? For these inner conversations are the seeds, and your world is the garden that blooms from them. Imagine now that for 1 week, just 7 days, you speak to your mind as the Creator speaks to light, with command, with clarity, and with love. Let there be abundance. Let there be peace. Let there be joy. And their underscore is underscore, not in the distant future, but in the eternal present where all things are already done. For this is the secret. Your inner word is always heard, not by some distant deity seated upon a throne, but by the living God that is your own wonderful imagination. And imagination, rightly directed, is salvation. I tell you, if for 1 week you refuse to speak as the world taught you, refuse to say, I can't, it's hard, maybe one day, and instead begin speaking from the place where it's already done, the transformation will be so swift, so radiant, so glorious, that you would scarcely recognize the reflection in your mirror. You would see the evidence not merely in money or health or relationships, though these would come, but in something far greater, in the stillness of your heart, in the knowing that you in the infinite are not separate, that your thoughts are not private speculations, but divine instructions whispered into the womb of creation. 7 days, 7 gates, 7 seals to be opened not by force, but by a gentle shift in the way you speak to yourself. I am not inviting you to try. I am summoning you to underscore remember underscore. You have always had this power. What you say within becomes the law of your being. And the law is no respecter of persons, only of the state from which one speaks. Consider this not a challenge, but a sacred invitation. For 1 week, speak not as who you were, but as who you underscore are underscore. When you wake, speak from victory. When you walk, speak from abundance. When you lay your head to rest, speak from peace. Let your inner dialogue be a liturgy, a sacred chant, a holy communion with the God within. Dialogue with your mind in this way. I say again, for 7 days only, and you will awaken to a power that no one ever told you lived inside you. And should doubts arise, and they will, do not fight them. Simply return. Return to the state where it is already done. Do not beg, do not plead. Declare, proclaim, I am not, I will be. It is not, it might be, and heaven and earth shall obey. So let the first words of this holy week be these. Underscore, I now speak to myself as the one who already has. I now dwell in the feeling of my wish fulfilled. I now walk with the voice of God as my inner guide. Underscore, speak this way for 1 week. Just one. and the world you thought unchangeable will melt like wax before the fire of your new assumption. This is not mysticism. This is law. This is the key placed within your heart from the beginning. Use it, speak, declare, and so shall it be. Tonight, my beloved companions in spirit, we venture into a sacred chamber within, the hidden sanctuary where the true transformation of life begins. For what I shall reveal to you is not complex, though its power is vast, is not hidden from you, though it remains unseen by those who look only with the eyes of flesh. What we are about to unfold is a method so simple, so deceptively gentle, that it escapes the notice of the hurried mind. Yet in its simplicity lies the cornerstone of all creation, the dialogue you hold with yourselves. I'm not here to speak of theory, nor of philosophy for the sake of mental amusement. I am here to illuminate a principle I have lived, tested, and found to be the very structure of reality itself. That your inner speech is the sculptor of your outer world. And I say to you now, the way you speak with yourself determines the world you walk through. This dialogue with your mind is not casual thought, is not idle daydreaming. It is the sacred movement of consciousness assuming form. Every word you repeat inwardly, every phrase you murmur in the privacy of your soul, is a seed sown into the soil of eternity. And these seeds, my friends, do not die. They bloom. They multiply. They form the invisible blueprint from which your visible life emerges. It was in this inner realm that I first discovered the power of the imagination, not as fantasy, but as the operative power of God in man. I was not taught this in books. I learned it by observing the law in action, by becoming still and watching my world conform to the word I whispered in silence. And so, I began to teach, not from speculation, but from experience, that the truest and most effective method for reprogramming your lives is to reprogram your inner conversation. Speak differently within, and life must reshape itself without. This is not wishful thinking. This is law, immutable, impartial, and immediate. The mind, my dear ones, is not an observer of life. It is the creator of it. And the way it creates is through the habitual dialogue it holds. You're never not praying. You're never not imagining. The only question is, to what end? What are you saying within yourself when the world is not looking? That, and that alone, is the cause of your experience. Neville Goddard, the name I bear in this earthly frame, has become a reference for this sacred science of the inner word. Not because I'm greater than any other, but because I dare to say what many feared, that man is God in action when he imagines rightly, that every man, every woman, holds the key to heaven not in some far-off afterlife, but here, now, in a laboratory of thought. In this dialogue we speak of, it is the very mechanism by which you shape your state of being. When you repeat to yourself, I am unloved, the universe says, amen. When you repeat within, I am chosen, I am free, I am secure, the universe again replies, so be it. For the universe is but the echo of your inner word. I'm not offering you superstition. I am giving you a technique rooted in divine truth, that your consciousness is God, and your assumptions are his decrees. What you persist in saying to yourself becomes law in your world. This is why I say, speak to your mind as the one who already possesses what you seek. Speak as the one who is found, not the one who is searching. Speak as the healed, not the broken. Speak as the prosperous, not the one in lack. This inner dialogue is not a performance. It is the reality that gives birth to all performance. So tonight, I ask you to consider this one question with the seriousness of one holding a sacred chalice. What have you been saying to yourself about yourself? What assumptions have you allowed to run like rivers beneath your awareness, carving the very valley through which your life flows? For this method I teach, the dialogue of the fulfilled, it is not merely about words. It is the spiritual alignment of thought and feeling into the rhythm of already being. You are not becoming. You underscore are underscore. And when you dare to speak as the one who underscore is underscore, all things begin to align accordingly. So let us not call this method new. Let's call it underscore eternal underscore. For when God said, let there be, and there was, he was not outside of you. He was within you, speaking through your own consciousness. And you, by your inner word, continue that same act of creation with every breath you take. Speak then, not as the one waiting, but as the one knowing. Speak not as a beggar to fate, but as a sovereign to your world. This is the method. This is the mystery. This is the miracle, that your world listens to the way you speak within and obeys without question. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This truth is simple. As you speak inwardly, so shall it be. Let that become your gospel. Let that be the law written on your heart. And from this moment onward, let your inner conversation declare nothing but the goodness, the beauty, and the wholeness of your already accomplished desire. When I speak to you of inner dialogue, I'm not referring to the fleeting thoughts that pass through the mind like clouds across the sky. I speak of that deeper current, constant, often unconscious, the ceaseless conversation you have with yourself in the sanctuary of your being. This is not merely what you think. It is underscore how you address yourself underscore. How you speak to yourself when the world has turned quiet, when a mask has been removed, and only you remain, naked before your own awareness. This inner speech, my dear friends, is the architect of your experience. It is a master potter, shaping the clay of your consciousness into form. And what form shall it take? That depends entirely upon the tone, the content, the underscore assumption underscore of your inner words. For what you say to yourself is not just commentary. It is command. It is law. It is prophecy. Most men imagine that reality is something that happens to them from the outside in. But I tell you, your world is nothing more than your inward conversation made visible. It is your own voice, echoed back to you in people, events, and circumstances. You are not the victim of external forces. You are the author of the entire script. And the pen with which you write, it is your inner dialogue. Now hear me clearly. It is not enough to think positively on occasion. It is not enough to repeat affirmations like a parrot while maintaining, beneath the surface, a tone of fear, of lack, of unworthiness. What truly matters is the spirit in which you speak to yourself. Do you encourage or condemn? Do you elevate or diminish? Do you speak from the end or from the emptiness of desire? Your inner dialogue determines your underscore state of consciousness underscore. And your state of consciousness is the only cause of your outer world. All that you experience, all that you touch and taste and hold, was first whispered in the secret conversation of your soul. For you can rise no higher than your inner self-concept. Speak to yourself as one who is loved, and love must find you. Speak to yourself as one who is whole, and healing will rush to meet you. Speak to yourself as one who underscore has underscore, and the world will conspire to make it so. You're always speaking within, whether with joy or resentment, with gratitude or fear, with confidence or doubt. You are dialoguing with the infinite, and the infinite never argues. It simply reflects. As within, so without. As you speak to yourself, so shall the world speak to you. This inner conversation is not a small thing. It is everything. It is the place where the seed is planted, and the seed does not choose whether to grow or not. It must grow according to its kind. A thought of lack, repeated within, must bear fruit in your outer life. A word of power, sustained within, must blossom into new conditions, new relationships, new forms. Do you see now the sacred responsibility you carry each moment? Not to please others, not to change the outer picture by force, but to tend to the vineyard of your inner speech. For your mind is not a judge, it is a mirror, and it reflects back whatever you continuously tell it. If you tell yourself, even subtly, I am not enough, the world will echo that. If you tell yourself, nothing ever works for me, then even the good will turn bitter. But if you dare to say, I am chosen, I am guided, I am the beloved of the Lord, then the heavens must bend to accommodate that word. This is not flattery, it is creation. I ask you now, what have you been saying to yourself? In the quiet of your room, in the moments before sleep, when no one is watching, what is the tone of your self-conversation? For that tone has more power over your life than all external effort combined. You do not become what you want. You become what you underscore believe you are underscore. And belief is nothing more than a repeated thought, an inner conversation accepted as fact. So begin to listen. Observe with reverence how you speak to yourself. Is it as a friend, a critic, a redeemer? The manner in which you speak to yourself is the manner in which life will speak back to you. You are always setting your direction, not with effort, but with inward speaks. It is your compass, your steering wheel, and if you will turn it deliberately, not vaguely, if you will speak from a state you desire, not about it, then your entire world must respond accordingly. You need not scream to be heard by the infinite. You need only speak with conviction. A soft whisper in the language of fulfillment is more powerful than 1,000 loud complaints. So say within, I am now who I desire to be, and speak to yourself from that place. If you are already successful, how would you speak to yourself in the morning? If you are already loved, already healed, already whole, what would be your natural inner tone? Underscore that underscore is the tone you must adopt again and again until it feels like home. And I promise you, when it becomes natural within, it will become inevitable without. The kingdom of heaven is not in the sky, is within you, and its gate is your inner word. Keep it sacred, keep it clean, keep it aligned with the state you claim, and you will find, to your astonishment, that the world rearranges itself to honor the words you have spoken in the silence of your soul. 7 days, just 7 days. And you may ask, why this number? Why this sacred cycle of time? Because, my dear companions in spirit, 7 is not arbitrary, it is divine. It is the number of completion, of spiritual fulfillment, of the cycle by which the unseen becomes the seen. In Scripture, the heavens and the earth were formed in 7 days, not as a historical event, but as a pattern of creation, a symbol of the rhythm by which consciousness crystallizes into form. And so I tell you, if you will give your full attention, your full devotion, to the conscious shaping of your inner speech for just 1 week, you shall find the foundations of your world beginning to tremble, not with chaos, but with glorious renewal. For 7 days of purity in thought, of holy and consistent dialogue within, can break chains that have bound you for decades. You do not need years of toil to undo the habits of fear. You do not need to wait a lifetime to be free. What you need is 1 week of underscore unwavering allegiance underscore to the truth of who you already are in imagination. I'm not speaking here of a half-hearted effort where you affirm once in the morning and then collapse back into doubt by afternoon. I am speaking of consecrated intensity, of a sacred experiment where you decide, for 7 days, to become the master of your inner world. For the mind, left to wander, will return again and again to familiar territory, territory of worry, of lack, of limitation. But if for 7 consecutive days you hold your gaze inward upon the state of your wish fulfilled, if you speak to yourself not as the man who seeks, but as the one who has already found, then you will experience what I have found to be a certainty. Your outer world must yield to your new assumption. Why 7 days? Because 7 days is long enough to install a new pattern. 7 days is short enough to feel achievable, and long enough to shift the axis of your being. 7 days is the door, the portal, the passage from the old man to the new. Every thought you repeat becomes easier to think the next time. Every word spoken inwardly lays another brick upon the foundation of your future. So I ask you, what if for 7 days you refuse to betray yourself with doubt? What if for 7 days you lived as though the promise had already been fulfilled? You must understand, the subconscious is not slow. It is instantaneously obedient, but it does not respond to momentary impressions. It responds to underscore sustained assumption underscore. Repetition with feeling. That is the key. And in 7 days, you can condition your inner world to accept a new identity so deeply that the old one no longer feels familiar. This is why the 7-day practice is not merely useful. It is underscore revolutionary underscore. It is a spiritual fast from doubt, from fear, from complaint. It is a feast upon truth, upon identity, upon the sacred language of I am. If you knew that 7 days of holy inner speech could open the floodgates of manifestation in your lives, would you not begin tonight? You may say, but Neville, I've tried before. I failed before. And I tell you, the only failure is inconsistency. The only delay is your return to the old script. But if you consecrate these 7 days as a temple of truth and guard your inner tongue with the reverence of a priest tending the ark, then you will see. You underscore, must underscore see, for consciousness never fails to express itself. 7 days of unbroken fidelity to the vision within you. 7 days of speaking not as the one who hopes, but as the one who underscore knows underscore. 7 days of falling asleep each night in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. 7 days of refusing every whisper of contradiction. Can you not do this? Would you not do this if the reward were the unveiling of your true life? This is not merely a discipline. It is a sacred consecration, a holy offering of attention. And if you keep your inner altar clean for just 7 days, the fire of transformation will descend upon your world. You will not need to force anything. You will not need to manipulate the outer. The law will work with you, as it always has, but now in alignment, not in ignorance. Let me tell you this plainly. The 7-day practice is not magic, but an underscore is miraculous underscore. For when you align your speech with the God within you, consistently, unflinchingly, the world must obey. 7 days of right inner dialogue is enough to shake the pillars of your old identity and establish a new and glorious habitation for your soul. You will not be the same. You cannot be. For what is imagined with faith and spoken with conviction must become flesh. So go into your inner chamber, shut the door, and for 7 days, speak only what you wish to see. And behold, I promise you, behold what you shall become. Let us now turn the gaze inward and illuminate the sacred mechanics of inner dialogue, not as theory, but as divine instruction. For if you're to speak with power, you must speak with understanding. You must learn to converse with your own mind as one speaks to the beloved, with clarity, with presence, and above all, with reverence. First, you must become underscore watchful underscore. The kingdom of heaven is won not through noise, but through underscore awareness underscore. Pay attention, then, to the words that slip silently through your mind. Not the words you speak aloud to impress the world, but the ones you whisper when no one is listening, when a delay occurs, when you say to yourself, when you feel unseen, unchosen, unloved, what becomes the tone of your inner voice? That is the first gate. To speak correctly with your mind, you must first underscore listen underscore to how you already speak. Most people do not realize that they are engaged moment by moment in a constant declaration of identity. Every sentence you repeat internally becomes a seed of being. If you say, nothing ever works for me, that is not a comment, it is a command. If you say, I can't do this, that is not self-reflection, it is a decree. So the first movement is underscore awareness underscore. The second is underscore revision underscore. You must take the staff from the hand of your inner Pharaoh and place it in the hand of your inner Moses. You must interrupt every phrase that contradicts your divine inheritance and replace it with a word that affirms your rightful place at the banquet of heaven. And what is the language of heaven? It is the language of the underscore present underscore. Never say, I want to be. Never say, I hope to have. These are the tongues of delay. The true dialogue of power begins with underscore, I am Speak as one who underscore is underscore, not as one who is becoming. I am prosperous. I am chosen. I am radiant health. These are not affirmation for the future. They're the sounding of the trumpet that calls the invisible into form. You must speak underscore from underscore the end, not underscore toward underscore it. Do not say, one day I will succeed. Say instead, I am success now. For your mind does not wait for circumstances to believe you. It responds only to underscore feeling underscore. And feeling arises from assumption. You must underscore assume underscore the state you desire and speak from within it, not about it. Do not speak as a beggar to your mind. Speak as the one who reigns. If your desire is for love, do not say, I wish someone would love me. Say, I am deeply loved. I am adored. I am magnetic to divine affection. If your desire is for abundance, do not say, I need more money. Say, I am wealthy beyond measure. All I touch prospers. I walk in overflow. Let every inner phrase carry the tone of fulfillment, not lack. Now, many will say, but I do not feel it yet, Neville. And I say to you, speak until you underscore do underscore. Not with strain, but with sincerity. Let the words move you. Let them breathe through you. Say them not as spells, but as statements of fact. Let your body hear them. Let your breath adjust to them. Let your very selves begin to believe. And when the world shows its teeth, when the old conditions rise to tempt you back into your former speech, you must be underscore fiercely loyal underscore to your new inner tone. Do not bow to appearances. Do not make treaties with circumstances. You are not reacting to the outer. You are calling it into being. And what you do not feed will fade. If you are faced with lack, do not speak of it. Speak from plenty. If illness visits your house, do not welcome it with language. Speak health. If rejection appears at your door, answer not with complaint, but with the voice of the accepted one. This is not delusion. It is divine alignment. You are not ignoring facts. You are replacing them at the root. Every day, in every situation, return to the throne of your mind and govern with mercy, with vision, with courage. When you make a mistake, do not scold. Revise. Speak a better word. Say, that is not who I am. I am now aligned. I am now in rhythm with grace. Make of your inner voice a sanctuary. Speak to yourself as one speaks to a future king, a queen anointed before their coronation. You are not waiting to become. You are remembering what already is. Use the moments of transition, waking, sleeping, walking, eating, as sacred intervals to reinforce your speech. Do not let your mind wander unattended. Guide it gently, firmly with love. Speak beauty, speak completion, speak peace. This is how you transform the desert into a garden, by planting different words. And every word you plant, if watered by faith and warmed by feeling, must grow. It is law. It is inevitable. So take up the holy practice of inner speech. Make it your secret liturgy. Let no idle phrase live in your mind. Let only the language of fulfillment pass through the temple of your awareness. For what you speak within becomes the law of your outer experience. And once you master this dialogue, nothing will be withheld from you. Nothing. Let us bring this truth down from the heights of heaven and plant it gently in the soil of your daily life. For what use is the power to create if it remains unused in the simple, living moments of your day? The sacred dialogue with your mind is not reserved for mountaintop revelations or solemn rituals. It is to be woven into your morning coffee, your commute to work, your casual conversations, your silent thoughts before sleep. It is in these moments that your world is born. Imagine now you are at your place of work and the thought arises, underscore, I can't handle this, underscore, or underscore, I'm not qualified. Underscore, do not let that thought grow. Do not water it with repetition. At that very moment, speak a better word. Underscore, I am fully capable. I am clarity and confidence in action. Everything I need flows to me in perfect time. Underscore, you see, beloved, it is not merely the words. It is the state they awaken. Let those words summon the feeling of already being equipped, already standing tall, already victorious. Let us say you are facing difficulty in relationship. Perhaps a voice within says, underscore, no one ever truly chooses me. Underscore, this must be uprooted instantly. Speak instead, underscore, I am always chosen. I am the delight of those I love. I am met with warmth, devotion, and joy. Underscore, feel how this reorients your soul. The former thought bends the spine. This one lifts the head, softens the heart, calls forth affection from the invisible. Perhaps you wake in the morning and the body feels tired, perhaps even unwell. Do not say underscore I am always sick, underscore I never feel good. Underscore that is a poison disguised as truth. Instead, say softly yet firmly, underscore I am radiant vitality. Every cell in my body sings with divine life. I am renewed in strength and perfect peace. Underscore let this be your morning breath, your living medicine. If you open your wallet and see less than you desire, do not utter, underscore I can't afford that. Underscore or under for money never stays with me. Underscore, these are incantations of lack. Revise them immediately. Underscore, I am surrounded by wealth. Money flows to me easily and consistently. I am the embodiment of divine provision. Underscore, you do not need to see the evidence first. The seed does not see the tree before it grows. Speak the tree, and it shall grow from the root of your faith. Suppose you're beginning a new project, and that old familiar voice creeps in. Underscore, what if I fail? Underscore, oh, how sly the voice of fear. But you're no longer its servant. Answer it with royalty. Underscore, everything I touch succeeds. I am aligned with infinite intelligence. This unfolds perfectly with grace and ease. Underscore, let that become the hum beneath your thoughts. Even in moments of loneliness, when the silence echoes with old memories, speak not as one abandoned, but as one loved eternally. Underscore, I am deeply cherished. I am the beloved of the universe. I am never alone, for divine love walks with me. Underscore, and soon, that love will take form, not as an idea, but as a person, a gesture, a miracle in the seen world. You see, this inner dialogue must become your second nature, a constant river flowing in the direction of your desire. And though the outer world may try to speak a different language, you do not translate its fear into your own heart. You speak as the one whose word is final. Do not worry if, at first, it feels unfamiliar. Speak anyway. Do not wait to underscore believe underscore the new phrase. Speak it until belief grows like dawn on the horizon. For faith is born through repetition, drenched in feeling. Let these examples become your arsenal of truth. If lack appears, speak abundance. If delay shows up, speak completion. If fear knocks, speak courage. If sorrow whispers, answer with joy, not mechanically, but as one remembering the truth of who they are. These are not affirmations for the hopeful. They are declarations of the one who knows. Each phrase you speak becomes a torch in the darkness, a bridge across old thought, a command to your subconscious to underscore build a new underscore. So practice this inner art not in theory, but in the fabric of your life. As you wash the dishes, say underscore I am peace. Underscore as you walk to the store, say underscore I am favored. Underscore as you sign your name, say underscore I am blessed in all I do. Underscore make of your inner life a cathedral where only the voice of the fulfilled dwells. And you shall see, beloved, you shall see. The world will begin to echo back these same phrases, dressed in form and substance, walking toward you as the fulfillment of your inner word. Speak now as the one who already holds what they once longed for. And behold how heaven rushes to make it so. Why is it that this dialogue with your mind holds such staggering creative power? Why does something so subtle, so internal, possess the authority to reorder your world? It is because your underscore consciousness underscore is not a passive witness of life. It is the very underscore cause underscore of it. What you accept within is true. What you repeat inwardly with conviction becomes the structure of your outer experience. Your inner world is the seed, and your life is its inevitable bloom. The subconscious mind, your silent builder, does not question, does not reason, does not weigh possibilities. It accepts as law whatever the conscious mind repeatedly impresses upon it. It hears not what is logical, but what is underscore consistent underscore. What you say to yourself again and again, with emotion, with sincerity, becomes the blueprint it follows without hesitation. And the moment it is accepted by the subconscious as underscore true underscore, your entire being begins to move in harmony with that new truth. That is why I say to you, speak to your mind daily, gently, firmly, with devotion. When you wake before your foot touches the ground, speak your chosen phrase, not of wishing, but of being. Underscore, I am already what I desire to be. Underscore, and let that be the first taste of your day. Do not look to the mirror to tell you who you are. Tell the mirror, it is only glass. You're the image. As you walk through your hours, when the world becomes loud, come back to the silence within. At every pause, every transition, between conversations, before meals, as you open a door, return to your phrase. Make it living. Let be your breath. Underscore, I am loved. I am powerful. I am free. Underscore, in this sacred repetition, your inner tone changes, and with it, the entire axis of your reality. And when night falls, when the veil thins and the day prepares to sleep, that is your most fertile moment. For in the state between wakefulness and sleep, the conscious guard begins to relax, and the subconscious stands open, ready to receive. Do not go to bed rehearsing fears. Do not fall asleep in lack or loneliness. You are sowing your tomorrow in those final thoughts. Speak to yourself then with tenderness and authority. Underscore, I am safe. I am whole. I am successful. Underscore, let those be the lullabies that rock your soul into slumber. The subconscious does not sleep. It works unceasingly through the night, obeying the last instruction it received. Make that instruction sacred. You see, this inner speech is not simply mental chatter, it is spiritual law in motion. Every time you repeat the new truth, you carve a path in your being. And the more you walk that path, the more it becomes your nature. After only a few days, what once felt foreign begins to feel familiar. After a week, it begins to feel underscore inevitable underscore. This is not trickery. This is transformation. The goal is not to convince the world. The goal is to convince underscore yourself underscore. For once you do, the world has no choice but to follow. You see, the outer world is always one step behind your inner assumption. It reflects, it mirrors, it echoes, but never leads. Consciousness leads. And the language of consciousness is inner dialogue. So if you truly wish to change your life, you must first change the story you're telling yourself about who you are. You must reprogram the root. And repetition is the chisel that reshapes the stone of your being. You do not need to believe it first. You need only to underscore repeat with feeling understood. The belief will come, like morning follows night. The feeling of naturalness, of this is who I am now, is the great sign that your new state is being accepted. Once it feels natural, it will begin to appear as form, as condition, as event. You're not fighting the old self. You're replacing it. You're not fixing the past. You're creating a new present. Speak only of the man or woman you choose to be, and speak often. Speak with joy. Speak with stillness. Speak as if every word were sacred, because it is. Do not leave it a chance. Set reminders. Write your phrase. Whisper it while walking. Declare it while driving. Let it fill the pauses of your day. The subconscious is always listening. Let it hear only the truth of your fulfilled desire. And when it is impressed, deeply, repeatedly, emotionally, the entire universe rearranges itself to comply. The people you meet, the ideas that come, the doors that open, they're all the outer actors in a great drama initiated by your inner world. Your world is not created by what you want. It is created by what you underscore accept underscore. And you accept by repetition, by presence, by persistence in thought. So return again and again to your phrase. Not with tension, but with delight. Not with force, but with reverence. For you are speaking not only to your mind. You are speaking to the infinite within it. And the infinite always says yes. If you are willing, just for 7 days, to consecrate your attention and practice a sacred rhythm of inner speech, I tell you, the very foundations of your life shall begin to shift, not by accident, not by effort, but by law. For what we repeat with feeling, we imprint upon the eternal substance of reality. And to assist you, I now offer a divine sequence, a holy pattern, that you may walk for 7 days and watch the invisible move into form. As the morning light breaks and the first breath of waking enters your body, speak not as a stranger to your desire, but as its fulfillment. Before your feet touch the ground, before you open the curtain to the world, open the curtain of your inner temple and say aloud, or within, underscore, I am prosperous in all that I do, underscore, or perhaps, underscore, I am the embodiment of divine love, underscore, or underscore, I am guided, chosen, and blessed beyond measure. Underscore, let the phrase rise from within, not as a wish, but as a present reality. Let it be your sacred name for the day. Do not rush this moment. Do not say to get somewhere else. Say to underscore, be underscore who you already are. Close your eyes, if only for a moment, and feel the power of those words reverberate through your chest, your breath, your bones. This is your first nourishment of the day. Not food, not information, but underscore, identity underscore. You are not the person of yesterday's habits. You are the one who speaks a new name today. As the day unfolds, as you move through hours of work, conversations, movement, and stillness, hold this phrase gently in your heart like a lamp. Let it guide your reactions, your interpretations, your tone. And when the old thoughts arise, and they will, when fear whispers or doubt tempts or lack knocks on the door of your mind, do not condemn yourselves. Simply return. Return to your phrase. Return to your center. If you catch yourself thinking, underscore, this is hard, underscore, advise it immediately. Underscore, everything is unfolding in divine ease. Underscore, if you hear yourself say, underscore, they don't see me. Underscore, correct it. Underscore, I am seen, honored, and valued in all that I do. Underscore, make this correction not a chore, but an act of love. You are not scolding a child. You are redirecting the holy fire of your being. Let the phrase become your silent companion. When you walk, repeat it. When you wait, repeat it. When you notice your thoughts drifting to complaint or limitation, smile gently and return. This return is your mastery. This return is your strength. You are no longer speaking from reaction. You are speaking from creation. Then, when evening comes and the sun has given its last golden kiss to the sky, prepare yourself for the most powerful moment of your day, the descent into sleep. This is not simply rest. This is the passage into the subconscious chamber where your word becomes law. Before you close your eyes, look gently over your day, not with judgment, but with reverence. Recall each moment you remembered your phrase. Celebrate the times you corrected your speech. Honor the effort, however small, to remain faithful to your new identity. This is not the rehearsal of failure. This is the ritual of underscore, praise, underscore. And then, as you feel your body begin to surrender to rest, speak your phrase again, slowly, deliberately. Underscore, I am abundant. Underscore, underscore, I am loved. Underscore, underscore, I am successful in everything I touch. Underscore, let this phrase be the lullaby that escorts you into the realm of creation. Do not just say the words. Underscore, feel them, underscore. Feel what it means to be that person. Feel the ease, the peace, the joy, the confidence. Let your subconscious mind feast on this truth through the night. Do this for 7 days. 7 days of sacred morning declarations. 7 days of mindful corrections. 7 nights of reverent revision and emotional embodiment. Not once, not of convenience, but with devotion, with faith, with joy. And what shall you see? You shall see the atmosphere around you begin to bend. You shall see people respond to you differently. Ideas will come unbidden. Coincidences will appear as divine wakes. The world will seem to whisper your new phrase back to you in forms and faces. For this is the mystery and the miracle. Your inner word, when held faithfully, becomes flesh. You do not force the world to change. You invite it by changing the conversation in the unseen. Your job is not to chase results. Your job is to dwell in the feeling of your new reality and to speak it again and again until it no longer feels spoken, but lived. So begin. Choose your phrase. Make it holy. Make it yours. And for 7 days, give it your heart. Watch how the river of life changes its course to flow where your word is already gone. So often, when this teaching is shared, the questioning mind arises, not with malice, but with the echoes of old conditioning. And it asks, but Neville, isn't this just positive thinking? Or are we only pretending, denying reality, ignoring the facts? These are common doubts, and I welcome them. For when we meet them with truth, they dissolve like mist before the morning sun. Let's begin by making a clear distinction. This is not about thinking positively as a strategy to feel better for a moment. It is not about placing flowers over wounds or speaking pleasantries while your inner world trembles with fear. What I teach is not surface level optimism. It is a sacred reordering of being underscore. You're not putting sugar over vinegar. You are underscore changing the substance itself underscore. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not to ignore difficulty. It is to underscore reclaim dominion underscore over it. You're not pretending the problem does not exist. You are withdrawing the power you once gave it. You're no longer feeding it with your beliefs, your fear, your repetition. Instead, you are choosing a new identity, and like a garment, you are clothing yourself in that invisible truth until the visible world must reflect it. Some will say, but Neville, I feel like I'm lying to myself. How can I say I am prosperous when my bank account shows lack? How can I say I am loved when I feel alone? And I say to you, the lie was never in the phrase. The lie was in believing the outer facts held greater power than your consciousness. The moment you identified with your condition instead of your creative capacity, that was the illusion. The phrase you speak is not a denial of the present. It is a declaration of the higher law that shapes the present. You are not a leaf being blown by the winds of circumstance. You are the wind. When you say, I am healthy, even as symptoms arise, you are not pretending. You are activating the principle that health is your divine right. When you say, I am safe, even as fear surrounds you, you are not fleeing reality. You are creating a new one. You are standing at the center of power and choosing to radiate a new frequency, one that must, by law, reorganize the world around you. This is not delusion. This is decision. Many mistake this practice for avoidance, but avoidance is rooted in fear. What I teach is rooted in authority. You are not escaping life. You are leading it. You are not blind to problems. You are refusing to let them dictate the script. You are not erasing what is. You are revising what shall be. And hear this well. Everything you now call real began as an invisible assumption. Your current body, your relationships, your finances, your very personality, all of it was once merely a repeated inner phrase, a feeling rehearsed so often it became second nature. So when you choose a new phrase, when you persist in a new conversation, you are not creating fantasy. You are returning to the source of creation. You're going back to the origin, which is always within. You must stop asking, is this real? And begin asking, I faithful to what I want to make real? You say, but I tried and it didn't work. And I ask, did you persist? Did you remain loyal to the end? Even when outer appearances stayed the same. For many plant the seed, and then, the next morning, dig it up to see if it has sprouted. That is not faith. That is doubt dressed in impatience. You must speak the new phrase long enough for it to feel natural. Not magical, not dramatic. Natural. And when it feels natural within, it becomes inevitable without. The one who says, this isn't working. Is simply saying, I've returned to the old state. There's no punishment in this. Only pattern. Return again, and again, and again, until it becomes you. This practice is not wishful thinking. It is faithful assuming. It is the discipline of the true artist, the artist of self. Who dares to speak of things not yet seen, as though they were, knowing that by speaking from the end, the path shall form beneath their feet. So if your mind says, this is foolish, answer it not with argument, but with demonstration. Let your results speak, and they will. Oh, how they will, when you persist, not occasionally, not experimentally, but underscore, devotedly underscore, you will see the mountains of your life move, and no voice of doubt will remain. This is not about ignoring the world. It is about underscore, commanding it from within underscore. Your dialogue is not decoration. It is design. You are not here to react to life. You are here to shape it with the inner word. But the world call it denial if it must. You shall call it underscore divine remembrance underscore. And that remembrance will remake all things. There is no phrase more potent in the entire structure of reality than these two sacred words. Underscore, I am underscore. Every time you utter them, whether aloud or silently, consciously, or by habit, you are invoking the very name of God within you. You are not merely describing condition. You are issuing a decree. You are clothing infinite, formless power in the garments of assumption. You are writing on the walls of your temple that which must soon become flesh. Underscore, I am underscore, is not a statement of personality. It is the core of being. It is the divine identity spoken from eternity. When Moses stood before the burning bush and asked, what is your name? The answer came, not with titles or definitions, but with pure being. Underscore, I am that I am. Underscore, this is not history, it is instruction. The same underscore, I am underscore that thundered from the flame lives within you now. And every time you follow it with the phrase, underscore, I am sick, underscore, I am broke, underscore, I'm tired, underscore, I am unloved, underscore. You are speaking the creative word of God into your world, and the universe listens. It does not judge your phrase. It does not ask if it is fair or reasonable. It does not ask if you meant it. It simply takes the statement following underscore, I am underscore, and breathes life into it. The underscore, I am underscore, is the sculptor's hand, and whatever follows becomes the clay. You are, moment by moment, either creating your life consciously or allowing the random residue of past beliefs to do it for you. So I say to you, underscore, guard your I am like a gatekeeper of the Holy of Holies. Underscore, let nothing unworthy pass your lips after those sacred words. Let no complaint, no fear, no memory of failure ride upon that power. Instead, speak boldly, reverently, joyfully, as the awakened one who knows their inheritance. Say not, I am lost. Say, I am guided. Say not, I am weak. Say, I am strength. Say not, I am afraid. Say, I am peace. Every time you speak this way, you're not pretending. You are remembering. You are returning to the truth that has always been yours, but was buried beneath the noise of the world. This is not grammar. It is law. It is alchemy. The underscore, I am underscore, is the furnace in which all desire is melted into form. To misuse it is to cast shadows. To speak it with intention is to create light. Do not speak underscore, I am trying. Underscore, do not speak underscore, I am hoping. Underscore, do not speak underscore, I am becoming. Underscore, these are all admissions of separation. The only truth the subconscious accepts is the present state, the now. And so, you must speak not as the one approaching the mountaintop, but as the one already standing upon it. Say, underscore, I am already that which I sought. Underscore, for whatever you attach to underscore, I am underscore, you will experience. Not eventually, not by effort, but by spiritual law. This is why I teach that the transformation of life does not begin in effort, but in assumption. And assumption is simply the phrase underscore, I am underscore, spoken from the end. It is the soul declaring, it is done, before the senses agree. And when the senses disagree, you do not argue, you repeat. You do not beg, you affirm. You do not negotiate. You dwell in the identity of the fulfilled. Think now of your own inner conversations. How many times have you said, underscore, I am not enough, underscore, am behind, underscore, am unlucky, underscore. These phrases, innocently spoken, have built the scaffolding of your experience. But now you know, now you have the key. And with this key, you may build anew. Every morning, speak I am as a declaration of your divine nature. Let open the door to the state you wish to live in. Every evening, let it become your rest. Whisper it with love. Let's sing through your thoughts. I am abundance. I am favored. I am whole. Say it until it feels real. And then say it again, for what feels real becomes the outer world. You are not what the world says you are. You are what you say you are. And you say it every time you speak after I am. So be wise, be deliberate, be sacred. For when you say I am, you're not speaking about God. You're speaking as God. And the world will respond. It cannot do otherwise. For it is not reacting to your actions. It is responding to your state. And your state is shaped by what you say after I am. Let that phrase become holy on your tongue. Let it become the foundation of your every thought. And you shall see what once seemed far will become near. What once felt impossible will unfold with grace. Not because the world changed first, but because you remembered who you are . You may stand before the mirror 1,000 times and say the words I am confident I am wealthy I am loved . But if you do not feel it, if those words do not ignite even a flicker of emotional recognition within you, then they are but empty shells, hollow echoes bouncing off the walls of a sleeping soul. For the power to transform your reality is not in the mere repetition of phrases. It is in the feeling they awaken. Words without feeling are like seeds scattered on stone. They cannot take root. But when the phrase I am is spoken with emotion, when it is clothed in the substance of beliefs, in the vibration of already being, then it becomes flesh. It impresses the subconscious, and the subconscious moves mountains. You must understand this deeply. Your reality is not responding to syllables, but to states of consciousness . And the gateway to those states is feeling. Feeling is the language of the soul, the compass of assumption, the signal that tells the inner world what to create. So when you declare I am successful, do not merely mouth the words. Let them find their home within you. Close your eyes. Let the phrase become breath, become heartbeat. Ask not, how can I make this happen? But rather what does it feel like to already be this? This question is the doorway. Dwell in that feeling as if it were your most trusted companion. Breathe it in. Walk with it. Let alter your posture, your rhythm, your gaze. For if you can feel the state, even briefly, you have entered it. And once entered, the world must conform. The law is not think, and it shall be done. The law is assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That is the true secret. That is the hidden instruction beneath all sacred text. Not the mere speaking of the word, but the embodiment of it. Do not let your practice become mechanical. This is not ritual for ritual's sake. It is communion. It is identity. If you say I am loved, and you feel no stirring within, pause. Breathe. Call to memory the sensation of being embraced, accepted, celebrated. Even if you must borrow it from imagination, use memory if you must. Use imagination always. For imagination is the bridge from desire to reality. Let the phrase become alive inside you. Let paint pictures upon the canvas of your mind. Let it wrap itself around your nerves and muscles. Say I am healthy, and feel what it is to stretch with ease, to breathe with freedom, to walk in vitality. Say I am abundant, and feel the ease of generosity, the joy of overflowing provision, the silence of no longer worrying. You're not trying to convince the world. You're not even trying to convince the mind. You are dwelling in a state until it convinces you . And once it feels natural, once it feels like home, then no outer fact can deny it. The world bends to the natural inner tone. That is why I say underscore feeling is the secret. Underscore not emotion is reaction, but feeling as underscore identification underscore. It is not about excitement or intensity. It is about familiarity. When you can say your phrase and feel it as your normal, your natural, your truth, then manifestation is inevitable. This is the difference between wishing and creating. Wishing says one day. Feeling says now. Wishing reaches. Feeling underscore rests. Underscore wishing pleads. Feeling underscore assumes. Underscore an assumption is the only thing the subconscious obeys. So I invite you now, with the deepest love, as you speak your sacred phrases, do not hurry. Do not repeat them out of obligation. Instead, ask, underscore, can I feel this is true? Underscore, if the answer is no, then do not fight. Simply begin again. Gently, persistently, faithfully. Imagine until it underscore feels underscore real. And then return to that feeling again and again until it needs no imagining at all. This is how you move mountains. Not by shouting, not by striving, but by underscore dwelling in the felt truth underscore of your new identity. Your inner world is the womb of creation, and feeling is the spark that sets the divine machinery into motion. So speak, yes, but feel. Declare, yes, but underscore become. Underscore let the phrase underscore I am underscore be more than words. Let be your living atmosphere, and your world will rise to match it with stunning, quiet, holy precision. The old beliefs you carry, those quiet phrases of lack, fear, shame, and doubt, were not born in a single moment. They were not chosen consciously. They were underscore installed underscore through repetition. Over days, months, and years, they were whispered into your mind, sometimes by others, sometimes by yourself, until they no longer sounded like thoughts. They became your underscore truth underscore. But hear me now, no belief is eternal unless you continue to give it life. No inner law is fixed unless you renew its power by agreement. And in the same way that repetition built this scaffolding of the old self, so too can underscore repetition in truth underscore construct the temple of the new. This is why I call you, not to occasional effort, but to underscore constancy underscore, to a holy rhythm of declaration, to the sacred repetition of a better word, until the old phrases can no longer find space in the garden of your mind. You do not fight the old beliefs. You underscore a place underscore them. You do not argue with darkness. You underscore turn on the light underscore. And the light, once consistent, once unwavering, dissolves every shadow. The subconscious mind does not resist what is repeated with feeling. It accepts, it adapts, it reshapes your being according to the dominant impression. If the old belief once felt like law, it was only because it was underscore rehearsed underscore. And now, with devotion, you can rehearse a higher law, a new identity, a divine assumption, and make underscore that underscore your dwelling place. Do not be discouraged if, in the first day or two, the old voice still returns. It is not your enemy. It is only a habit, a worn path calling for your feet again. But you're not bound to walk it. You are free to choose another path. And the way you choose is by underscore repetition underscore. Each time you declare underscore I am enough, underscore you lay a stone in the new foundation. Each time you speak underscore I am wealthy, underscore you plant a seed that grows stronger with each utterance. Each time you say underscore I am chosen, underscore you realign the compass of your being to the truth of your divine nature. And the more you repeat these phrases with feeling, with focus, with reverence, the more natural they become. You will know you're transforming when the new thought begins to speak underscore before underscore the old one. When the first response to a challenge is no longer fear, but faith. When your mind, once so quick to criticize, now moves to underscore bless underscore. This is not magic. It is spiritual law working through underscore constancy underscore. And this is the genius of the 7-day practice. It gives your soul a clear container, a consecrated span of time to shift the dominant vibration. 7 days of unwavering declaration can disrupt decades of unconscious conditioning. Not because 7 is numerically special, but because 7 days of underscore focused repetition underscore creates momentum, and momentum is the gateway to transformation. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are becoming the miracle by the steady, deliberate, sacred act of speaking the new identity until it underscore feels underscore more real than the old story. And once it feels more real, once it becomes natural, then it underscore must underscore express itself in form. For the world is your mirror, and the mirror reflects what is sustained. If you miss a day, return. If you forget your phrase, speak it again. Do not condemn yourself. Do not measure results too soon. The farmer does not dig up the seed each morning to check for roots. He waters, he waits, he trusts. So must you. This is the essence of spiritual mastery. Underscore faithful persistence underscore. Not force, not urgency, but a gentle, resolute return to the state of the wish fulfilled. Again and again, until there is no more trying, only underscore being underscore. So speak your phrase, live it, feel it, repeat it, not 10 times, not 100, but until it becomes the air you breathe. And when it does, you will find the old patterns have crumbled. Not by conflict, but by neglect. What is no longer fed cannot live. Let the new speech be your nourishment. Let your declarations be your daily bread. And the old hunger will pass, for you are now sustained by truth. Underscore I am, underscore you say, not once, but with every breath. Underscore I am, underscore not as a hope, but as a state. And the world, hearing your new name, will come running to serve it. There is no moment more sacred, no chamber more potent, than that twilight passage between wakefulness and sleep. For it is there, in the soft, fertile stillness of night, that you may enter the throne room of the subconscious and revise the day as the God you are. Not to deny what has occurred, but to underscore redeem underscore it, to speak a better word over it, to take what was and transfigure it into what ought to have been. This is the holy practice of underscore nightly revision underscore, not a mere recollection of facts, but a conscious recreation of your experience through inner dialogue. You do not lay your head upon the pillow as a passive recorder of events. You lie down as the author of reality, returning to the stage of the day to rearrange the scenes and reshape the script according to your desired state. Before you surrender to sleep, close your eyes, not just to the world, but to the appearance of things. Let the outer events be recalled, yes, but let them be underscore, transformed underscore. If there were words you spoke in haste, now hear yourself speaking with grace. If you responded in fear, now imagine you stood in peace. If you felt lack, now replay the moment with abundance. You are not lying, you are rewriting. You are not escaping, you are ascending. You must understand. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It only knows what is felt, and it is through underscore feeling underscore, not logic, that it accepts instruction. So when you revise a scene not as it happened, but as you underscore wish underscore it had happened, and you underscore feel underscore that revision is real, you impress upon your subconscious a new pattern, and that pattern becomes the seed of tomorrow. You see, the day does not end when the sun sets. The day ends when you declare its final meaning. You may have been overlooked in the morning, but you can be celebrated in the evening. You may have stumbled at noon, but you can walk empowered by night. The facts of the day are malleable in the hands of the one who knows how to revise them. And this is how you revise. Replay the scenes that trouble you. Do not avoid them. Consciously enter them. But this time, change the script. Change your words. Change your tone. Change your posture. If you felt ignored, now feel embraced. If you are criticized, now hear praise. If you spoke in fear, now speak in faith. Let the scene unfold not according to memory, but according to desire. See it, hear it, feel it, Make it so vivid that your subconscious cannot help but accept it as the truth. And once you feel the new version as underscore natural underscore, not forced, not strained, but natural, then let it go. Drift in a sleep with the new scene alive in your awareness. This is your final instruction to the mind. And the subconscious, that silent servant of all creation, will carry it out through ways you could never predict. This practice, though simple, is profound. It cleanses the mind of regret. It loosens the hold of old identities. It creates continuity in your assumption so that you do not carry the vibration of the old day into the new morning. And do not revise only what was unpleasant. Revise also what was neutral. Take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. Take the mundane and fill it with the fragrance of fulfillment. Let your entire day be lifted into the atmosphere of your desire. If you had a conversation, replay it with greater harmony. If you miss an opportunity, replay it as seized. If nothing special happened, replay it as a day overflowing with grace. Speak inwardly as the one who lived the underscore perfect day underscore and feel the joy, the gratitude, the confidence that such a day would bring. This is not imagination for escape. This is imagination for underscore command underscore. You are not hiding from the day. You are claiming dominion over it. And in doing so, you prepare the soil of your subconscious to grow a new harvest. Speak not to the mind with anxiety as you drift asleep. Do not ask underscore, what will tomorrow bring? Underscore, ask instead. Underscore, how does it feel now that I am who I have always desired to be? Underscore, let the answer rise within, not in words alone, but in emotion. And fall asleep as that version of you. Feel the pillow beneath your head as though it cradled a soul fulfilled. And when morning comes, you will find something shifted, not perhaps in the outer world immediately, but in your posture, your tone, your readiness to receive. And the world will rise to meet your new state. This is the power of nightly revision, is the closing of the gate to what no longer serves, and the opening of the door to what already lives in the unseen. Do not let the sun set upon limitation. Revisit, revise, reign. You're not a recorder of lives. You are the dreamer in the dream. And with every imagined word, you rewrite the script. So tonight, before sleep takes you, return your day. For return is the author. Speak the final word, and let that word be underscore beauty underscore. Let it be underscore completion underscore. Let it be underscore I am already what I desire to be underscore. And sleep, knowing the law is faithful. You have spoken the new word. You have claimed your divine inheritance in thought and feeling. You have whispered, I am, with conviction. And yet, the outer world still parades before you as if nothing has changed. Old conditions appear stubborn. Faces return with the same tone. Bills still arrive. The silence remains where love was called. And in that moment, a temptation arises. Not the temptation of sin, as religion once taught, but the temptation to underscore doubt your word underscore. Let me say to you, with all the fire of truth, underscore, do not be deceived by appearances underscore. For what you are seeing is not the reflection of your underscore new underscore state. It is the final echo of the underscore old underscore. When you shift your inner world, the outer must obey. But the old images may still flicker like dying embers, dancing their last in the wind of your transformation. Do not mistake their noise for power. They are shadows of the former self. The moment you choose a new inner dialogue, the moment you say underscore I am wealthy, underscore I am radiant, underscore I am free, underscore a new vibration begins to move. But the world, having received months or years of instruction from your past beliefs, may still echo that past back to you. That echo is not your truth. That echo is not your future. It is simply underscore residue, and you're not to engage with it, nor fear it, nor feed it with reaction. Instead, you must underscore persist underscore. You must continue to walk in thought and feeling as the one who already underscore is underscore. Do not adjust your state to meet the outer world. command the outer world to conform to your underscore new state underscore by remaining loyal to it. You do not plant a seed and then dig it up with the first sign of unchanged soil. You water it with faith. You nourish it with repetition. You protect it with silence. If someone treats you with disrespect, do not return to the story of unworthiness. Do not rehearse the old lines. Underscore, this always happens to me. Underscore, people never see me. Underscore, I'm not enough. Underscore, that is the old dialogue, and it no longer belongs to you. Instead, return to your inner place of truth. Underscore, I am honored. I am seen. I am love informed. Underscore, say it until your body believes it again. If a circumstance threatens your peace, an unexpected bill, a moment of rejection, a delay, do not spiral into the narrative of defeat. That spiral is the song of the old self trying to lure you back. And I say, underscore, ignore it. Underscore, not with denial, but with divine indifference. Remain still in your new assumption. You're no longer a citizen of that former land. You're not governed by past decrees. You have issued a new command, and the world must obey it, though it may shake and resist it first. This is the test of underscore spiritual loyalty underscore, not to religion, not to doctrine, but to the inner world you have chosen to dwell in. When the old world contradicts your desire, you do not correct the world. You correct your underscore focus underscore. You do not wrestle with the shadow. You turn back toward the light. Say to yourself, in that moment of contradiction, underscore, this is only the echo. This is only the shell. My truth is already real, and it is unfolding now. Underscore, let this be your inner mantra. Let anchor you, let hold you steady, and do not go seeking for validation in the outer. That is the path of the uncertain. The fulfilled do not chase signs, they produce them. The inner state is the cause, not the response. If you can remain loyal to your new speech underscore when the world still sings the old song underscore, then you're no longer a beginner. You're becoming master. Remember this. It takes no faith to speak as the healed when the pain is gone. It takes underscore divine audacity underscore to say underscore I am whole underscore while the wound still throbs. But that is the very moment your word gains its creative power. That is when you tell the world, you are not my God, I am. When you stand in the storm and say underscore peace, be still, underscore not as a request, but as a command. You are living as the Christ within. You are speaking from the authority of consciousness. And consciousness is the only law. So walk as though we're already done. Think as though we're already yours. Respond as one who no longer doubts. And when the outer world contradicts, underscore smile underscore, for it is only proof that your new state is taking root. The soil is stirring. The roots are stretching beneath the surface. And soon, very soon, what was once invisible shall burst forth in a bloom. Stay faithful, stay steady, and the old reality will fade, not by your effort, but by your silence. You are the word made flesh. Speak, and do not look back. Imagination is not a luxury. It is not an estate. It is not something reserved for the artist or the child. Imagination is the creative force of the universe, placed lovingly within you by the infinite to be used, consciously, deliberately, faithfully. It is the sacred workshop of your reality. And every time you engage in inner dialogue, you are standing within that workshop. But words alone, while powerful, are magnified beyond measure when they are joined with underscore image underscore. Thought becomes command when it is underscore seen underscore, as well as underscore spoken underscore. When you say underscore, I am successful, underscore, do not let that phrase float alone in the air. Let it carry with it a vision. Let it rise upon the wings of imagination. See yourself underscore as underscore the successful one. See the desk, the room, the hands shaking yours. Feel the chair you sit in. Hear the sound of applause or recognition. Let your dialogue be dressed in underscore scenery underscore, in underscore texture underscore, in underscore color underscore. For the mind obeys what it sees in stillness more swiftly than what it hears without conviction. Imagination gives substance to your words. It wraps your declaration in skin. And once the subconscious sees, hears, and underscore feels underscore the new state, it moves all things toward that picture, without question, without hesitation. So I say to you, do not only speak underscore cienfa. When you say underscore, I am deeply loved, underscore see yourself embraced. See the eyes that look upon you with devotion. See the setting, perhaps a home, a soft conversation, a radiant walk in the sunlight. When you say underscore I am healthy, underscore see yourself climbing stairs with ease, laughing with energy, rising with clarity. Let every phrase be met with a picture, a scene, a living moment. The subconscious mind is impressionable. It is moved by the emotional richness of the image. And so, when you combine your dialogue with vision, you accelerate the absorption, you intensify the feeling, you quicken the manifestation. Imagination is the bridge between your inner world and your outer world, is the medium through which the formless becomes form. Do not treat it as fantasy. Treat it as underscore creation in motion underscore. What you see in imagination, what you rehearse with joy, what you return to again and again in the silence of your mind, becomes the blueprint from which the world is rebuilt. And here is the mystery. When the image and the word become one, when what you say and what you see align, then what you underscore feel underscore becomes law. This trinity underscore word, image, feeling underscore is the holy engine of transformation. You need not spend hours in visualization. Let be short, but underscore real underscore. Let be felt, even if only for a moment. That moment, repeated daily, is more powerful than hours of idle wishing. Speak the word underscore, I am, underscore, and let the image rise like mist behind the eyes. Let the two walk together through the corridors of your mind. This is the secret behind the seeming miracles. A man speaks a phrase again and again and begins to see himself within it. He walks as that version. He sleeps as that version. He lives inwardly in a world no one else yet sees. And in one day, the world catches up. The invisible becomes visible. The dream steps through the veil. So when you practice your inner dialogue, enrich it, adorn it. When you affirm underscore, I am a magnet for abundance. Underscore, do not say from a blank space. Say while underscore, sing underscore the overflow. See the bank balance. See the open door. See the peaceful expression upon your own face. When you declare underscore, I am a source of peace. Underscore, see yourself speaking gently, offering calm, radiating stillness to those around you. This is not fiction. This is underscore foundation underscore. You're building the structure of reality with each image, each phrase, each feeling. Imagination is your direct line to God, is the eye of the soul, and what you behold there, with faith and repetition, becomes the mold from which your world is cast. So dare to imagine the best, dare to see the highest, and let your words walk in step with the vision. Let your inner conversations echo within the landscape of fulfilled desire. In the world, faithful and obedient, shall shape itself into the likeness of what you have already seen in secret. For what you imagine with love and declare with certainty must come to pass. This is law. This is grace. This is the art of living consciously as the image and likeness of God. There is no separation between the words you speak within and the emotions that arise from them. Dialogue and emotion are not two movements, they are one. Every phrase you utter in the silence of your mind stirs the waters of feeling, and every feeling that follows becomes the magnet drawing form into being. Thought creates the mold. Underscore emotion gives it life. Underscore you may say underscore, I am strong. Underscore and yet feel weakness tremble beneath the surface. You may declare underscore, I am confident. Underscore while a shadow of doubt still lingers in the breath between words. Do not be discouraged. That trembling is not failure. It is simply the echo of an older state. And I tell you, underscore if you remain faithful to the phrase, the emotion will follow. Underscore not instantly, but inevitably. Your dialogue is the steering wheel. Your emotion is the engine. You guide with thought, but you underscore move underscore with feeling. And the deeper the feeling, the faster the manifestation. The law does not respond to the intellect alone. It responds to the whole of you, to what you embody, to what you accept in heart and blood and bone. So when you say, underscore, I am powerful, underscore, let that phrase not rest on the tongue alone. Let it sink down into the chest. Let straighten your spine. Let awaken a heat behind the ribs. Even if the first repetition is dry, speak again. Speak slower. Speak with reverence. Not with effort, but with awareness. For what begins as an idea, repeated with devotion, becomes a vibration, and vibration is the true creator. You're not merely changing your thoughts. You're underscore recalibrating your emotional frequency. Underscore, and as you persist in your new phrase, it will begin to feel more and more natural. Confidence will no longer feel like a costume. Peace will no longer feel distant. Strength will no longer feel like something you aspire to. It will feel like home. That shift in feeling is the signal that the subconscious has received the new command. Do not rush this. Do not fake feeling. Underscore awaken underscore it. Nourish it. Stir it gently by imagining what your life would look like if that phrase were already true. What would you wear? How would you walk? What would your voice sound like? What would you no longer tolerate? Ask, and then underscore feel underscore your way into the answer. When you say underscore, I am safe, underscore let that word come to breath. Let your shoulders lower. Let your heart soften. When you say underscore, I am worthy, underscore speak it not as a demand, but as a remembering. Let it rise from the belly, from the memory of who you were before the world told you otherwise. If resistance appears, speak anyway, not to fight it, but to love it into silence. Say underscore, I am joyful, underscore even when the sky is gray. Say underscore, I am healed, underscore even when the pain persists. Say underscore, I am radiant, underscore even when no one sees you yet. And with each word, gently underscore, invite underscore the matching emotion to visit. And when it does, even for a moment, hold it. Let it color your inner world. Let it be the perfume of your imagination. And if it slips away, do not mourn. Speak again. Feel again. This is the sacred dance of transformation, word giving birth to feeling, and feeling giving shape to life. Emotion is not weakness. Emotion is power. Emotion is the raw language of the subconscious, and when your inner dialogue carries that emotional current, it is no longer just affirmation. It becomes underscore creation underscore. The key is not to feel perfectly, but to underscore feel consistently underscore. To choose again and again, to align your inner speech with the feeling of the fulfilled desire. Not because you're pretending, but because you're underscore becoming underscore. Let your dialogue be a gentle invitation. Let it call forth the emotion that matches the life you desire. And when that feeling takes hold, when it begins to move through you without effort, know this, your manifestation is not on the way. It is underscore already forming underscore. This is why I say, do not separate what you say from what you feel. Marry the two. Let them walk hand in hand through the temple of your mind. Speak with clarity. Feel with sincerity, and life, ever faithful to the tones of the soul, will bring to you the exact shape of your inner vibration. This is the law. This is the way. This is the path by which the unseen becomes seen, and the imagined becomes inevitable. What you speak in the silence of your soul will one day rise and greet you in form. The world you walk through, its colors, its rhythms, its faces, its opportunities, is nothing more than the echo of your sustained inner tone. And the dialogue you keep within yourself, especially when no one is watching, is the blueprint from which reality takes shape. You may believe that circumstances are fixed, that the people in your life are static, that events unfold randomly, by fate, by chance. But I tell you, nothing in your outer world is independent of your inner conversation. You're always talking to yourself. And that inner speech is planting seeds in the subconscious. And what the subconscious accepts, the the world reflects. This is not metaphor. This is not hopeful philosophy. This is law. Speak long enough from a place of I am rejected, and you will meet faces that turn away. Speak consistently from I am not enough, and doors will remain closed. Not because the world is cruel, but because the mirror is simply faithful. But change the tone, change the phrase, change the underscore, inner posture underscore, and life itself begins to reassemble. What once ignored you begins to move toward you. What once withheld now reaches out. Even challenges, when they arise, take on a different flavor. They no longer seem like punishments. They appear as divine invitations to claim your new state more deeply. When you begin to speak within from a place of, I am worthy, I am blessed, I am chosen, you will feel it first as a soft flicker. And if you persist, if you hold that dialogue steady through your mornings, through interruptions, through nights when doubt knocks, that flicker becomes a flame. And the world must come to warm itself by your fire. You will notice it in small ways at first. A stranger offers kindness. A conversation opens a door. An old issue dissolves without effort. But these are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are the first fruits of a new harvest. Even those who once mirrored your former beliefs will begin to shift. Why? Because they're not fixed. They are actors playing roles in the drama written by your own subconscious script. When you change the script, the performance changes. The scenery shifts. The dialogue evolves. This is why your work is not in changing the world directly. Your work is to master the underscore source underscore of the world, your inner speech. Hold in love. Speak it with reverence. Keep it aligned with the state of your wish fulfilled. Not sometimes, not when it feels easy, but underscore constantly underscore as the background music of your being. Do not ask, when will the world reflect my change? That question belongs to the impatient heart. Instead, rest in the knowing that the law is unfailing. The reflection always appears, but it appears underscore after underscore. The internal image is held with devotion. And let me tell you, there is no joy greater than walking through a world that now reflects the truth you have spoken in secret. To hear someone speak to you the very words you first dared to say to yourself. To be offered the very experience you once imagined in solitude. These are not random gifts. They're the fruit of inner faithfulness. You will find yourself no longer reacting to life, but directing it. Not as a tyrant commanding outcomes, but as a silent artist, shaping from within. And people will begin to wonder, what changed? They will feel your presence differently. They will speak to you with greater ease, greater respect, greater affection. Not because they were transformed, but because underscore you underscore were. So, speak gently with yourself. Speak as one who knows that every thought is forming something. Walk through your day knowing that every I am is building tomorrow's environment. The world is listening, not to what you declare in public, but to what you repeat in secret. And when your inner conversation becomes rich with truth, with beauty, with power, the world cannot help but follow. It must. It has no will of its own. It is clay in your hands. It is water taking the shape of your vessel. You are not here to fix the world. You are here to underscore, speak a new one into being underscore. And when your dialogue becomes your dwelling place, when the phrases of love, of abundance, of peace, of joy are no longer effort but nature, then you will look around and see the world bow to your inner kingdom. And in that holy moment, you will know, underscore my world is simply me, spoken outward. Underscore does not take a lifetime to change your life. It does not require years of struggle, nor decades of effort, nor the slow crawl of self-improvement. When you truly understand the law, that consciousness is the only reality, and your inner word is the seed of all experience, you begin to realize that transformation can come not gradually, but underscore suddenly underscore. And time, that old master of delay, begins to bow to the one who commands from within. I have received countless letters, soft with joy and trembling with awe, from those who dare to apply this truth, not with hesitation, but with faith, who for 7 days kept their inner dialogue clean, who for 7 days, refused to speak lack, who, for 7 days, replaced every whisper of fear with a decree of I am. And what happened? Clarity came, peace returned. A mind once tangled with doubt became still. For some, an email arrived that had been long delayed. For others, a door opened where before there was only wall. One woman, long estranged from her daughter, dared to declare for a week, underscore, I am reconciled. I am a mother in love and harmony. Underscore on the fifth day, the phone rang with the voice of reunion. A man drowning in debt replaced his inner monologue of fear with underscore, I am abundance. I am financially supported in all things. Underscore within days, a forgotten account yielded unexpected funds. Another was offered a contract he had once only dreamed of. There was the young woman who, feeling invisible in love, repeated only, underscore, I am deeply desired. I am seen. I am adored. Underscore, she did not chase. She did not beg. She changed her state. And the world, obedient, precise, sent a new connection, one that honored her new frequency. Even within physical bodies, change has come. A man who suffered for months with unexplained fatigue chose to speak nightly. Underscore, I am health. I am vitality. I am renewed. Underscore, he felt nothing at first, but he persisted, not with effort, but with faith. By the seventh day, his body responded, not because of treatment, but because the mind finally stopped speaking illness. I'm not here to give you promises dressed in poetry. I give you what I have lived, what I have seen again and again, that a week of conscious, consistent, emotionally alive inner dialogue can shake the walls of long-held limitation. 7 days, not 7 years, not 70 affirmations. 7 days of speaking to yourself as the one who already underscore is underscore. And the unseen begins to press through into the seen. The letter arrives. The meeting happens. The burden lifts. The idea comes. The light breaks through. You look in a mirror and something glows. And the greatest change of all, not the money, not the relationship, not the outer symbols, but this, underscore, you feel different, underscore. You no longer reach outward for approval. You no longer beg for breakthrough. You become underscore, still underscore, because the inner world no longer resists your desire. It underscore agrees underscore with it. It is not the outer that proves the law. It is the peace that arrives even underscore before underscore the manifestation. That deep, quiet knowing, underscore, it is done in me. Underscore, and that knowing is the seed of every change to come. So do not ask, can this really work in 7 days? Instead, ask, can I be faithful to a new word for 7 days? For the law does not delay. It only waits for you to underscore consistently assume underscore. And once you do, the world, so quick to mirror the dominant feeling, must reflect it. There are those who report tears in the first day, not from sadness, but from the realization of how long they have been speaking against themselves. But those tears become the water for a new garden, and the harvest is swift. You may notice the people look at you differently. You may find you're guided to take an action that feels unusually inspired. You may feel lighter, as if you're no longer dragging a self-image that no longer fits. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. 7 days of sacred speech can alter the very rhythm of your reality, not because of a number, but because of the underscore devotion underscore. When you dwell, without exception, in a state of the fulfilled, life becomes the echo of that dwelling. And you will say, as many have said before you, underscore, it came so quickly once I finally stopped contradicting my desire. Underscore, this is the miracle of alignment. This is the gift of focused assumption. And this is the power that has always been yours. Now awakened, now felt, now alive, and now, as you stand at the edge of these 7 sacred days, having whispered new names into the silence, having rehearsed the song of your fulfilled self, having chosen again and again to speak not from lack, but from possession, you begin to feel it. Not just the outer stirrings, not merely the evidence that begins to peek through the veil, but something far deeper. Underscore, a shift in the very center of your being. Underscore, you have tasted alignment. You have glimpsed the holy stillness of walking as one who underscore knows underscore. You have seen how swiftly life responds to your decision to speak only the word of truth. And now the question arises, not from doubt, but from yearning. Underscore, why would I ever return to the old way? Underscore, the answer is, you won't. Not because you fear the past, but because you have outgrown it. The mind that once believed in limitation no longer fits the heart that has felt its own power. The words that once echoed lack now feel foreign, uncomfortable, dishonest. You cannot unknow what you now know. You cannot unfeel what you have felt. You have seen, even in just a week, that your reality bends not to effort, but to inner speech, not to circumstance, but to identity. And so the practice must not end here. It must underscore, deepen underscore. What began as a 7-day journey now reveals itself to be a lifelong pilgrimage into the vast terrain of the soul. You will come to see that this dialogue with yourself is not merely a technique. It is underscore the way underscore, the sacred rhythm of creation, the language of the divine speaking through the vessel of your mind. And once you align with that rhythm, you do not stop. You underscore continue underscore. You refine, you expand, you awaken deeper levels of peace, clarity, and authority. Let become your lifestyle. Let your days be measured not by what the world did, but by how faithfully you remained in communion with your chosen state. Let your success be not in outer gain alone, but in the continuity of your inner tone. For when the tone is right, all else must follow. Make of your mornings a temple. Before you touch the world, touch the phrase again, underscore I am, underscore followed by your new truth. Let fill your breath. Let inform your posture. Let it saturate your mind like sacred oil upon the crown. And throughout your day, when old patterns whisper their tired song, smile gently, not in fear, but in recognition. You no longer belong to them. You are no longer available for narratives of failure, fear, or self-neglect. You have moved into a new home within yourself. In your inner speech is the architecture. And as evening falls, return again. Revise, refine, reclaim the story of the day. Speak beauty over moments of doubt. Speak grace over moments of weakness. Speak love over all you once judged. This is not obligation, it is art. This is not effort, it is devotion. You will find that new desires begin to surface, not from lack, but from expansion. You will feel the impulse not to get, but to underscore, give underscore, to love more purely, to serve more freely, to create not from scarcity, but from overflow. For the one who speaks rightly to themselves becomes a light to the world. And so I urge you, do not stop here. Do not treat this 7-day dialogue as an experiment to be shelved once results appear. Let it be your vow. Let it be your covenant with your own divinity. Speak to yourself as if you were speaking to the living presence of God, because you are. And the more you do, the more you underscore see underscore what others cannot yet see. You see the invisible lines of cause and effect, the silent connections, the quiet miracles born from a single phrase repeated with love. And yes, there will still be days when the old voices knock, when fatigue tempts forgetfulness, when the world seems slow to respond. But you now know what to do. You underscore return underscore. You do not crumble. You recalibrate. You speak again, not as a struggler, but as a sovereign. This is the narrow gate, and you've stepped through it. The gate of choice. The path of conscious self-talk, of disciplined imagination, of emotional alignment. And as you walk it more fully, you realize it is not narrow because it is hard. It is narrow because so few remember that it is underscore within underscore. Now you do. So speak. Keep speaking. Let your phrase evolve as your state evolves. Let your self-concept rise as your experience expands. And let your dialogue forever be rooted in the truth that never changes. Underscore you are already what you seek. Underscore in your words are the sacred tools by which you unveil it. This is not the end of practice. This is the beginning of a new way of underscore, being underscore. You now stand at the threshold of a great unfolding. Not because something outside of you has changed, but because underscore you underscore have changed. You have remembered what was always true, that the way you speak to yourselves, quietly, consistently, faithfully, is the brush that paints your world, the key that opens the unseen, the very breath of creation shaping your reality from within. So I say to you now, not tomorrow, not one day, but underscore now, underscore begin, underscore. Dare to speak to your mind with power, with tenderness, with reverence. Speak not as the person still waiting, but as the one who has already received. Choose your sacred phrase and hold it as flame in the center of your being. Return to it in morning. Return to it in the evening. Return to it whenever the world tries to pull you back into forgetting. And for 7 days, just 7, underscore stay faithful underscore. Watch what unfolds. Watch how quickly the world, once cold and slow, becomes vibrant and responsive. Watch how strangers shift, how ideas emerge, how peace deepens. And above all, watch how underscore you underscore begin to shine. Not because of what you've received, but because of who you've remembered yourself to be. This is not performance. This is prayer. This is not pretending. This is underscore creating underscore. Your new inner dialogue is not a technique. It is a return to the true I am. And when those changes begin to appear, whether quietly or with thunder, underscore celebrate them underscore. Honor them, speak them aloud, share them with those still wandering in forgetfulness. Let your voice be a light that reminds another. Underscore you, too, are the word made flesh. Underscore so, I invite you now, for the next 7 days, speak only what builds. Speak only what lifts. Speak only what affirms the version of you that has always existed beyond fear. Watch the world rise to meet you there. And when it does, underscore tell us. Underscore share your experience. Leave your voice among ours. Let your story be the signpost for the next soul waking up to their own divine speech. And if this message stirred something in you, if it planted even a seed of hope, a flicker of remembrance, then let it echo. Like, subscribe, share this with one who still wonders if their voice matters. Let them know, underscore it does, underscore, because what you say within becomes the world without. Now go, speak with sacred authority, and let life respond in kind.